My name is Dave McMoyler, and I'm a supervising sound editor for Warner Brothers. Specifically this area, which was probably the primary thing that we hired them to do. We liked it. There was an existing deck here, but it had not been maintained properly, and it was basically falling apart. And we're really, really happy. We think it looks a lot better than what we had before, and it makes it a little bit cooler place to hang out. Whoever had put in the deck originally, they actually had water from the gutters just emptying into the dirt right underneath the deck. So everything was sagging. It was, it was a mess. So, and Kobe, rightly so, he pointed out that, hey, there's a right way to do this. It did cost us a little bit more, but in the end, I'm glad we did it. I feel a lot better about the quality of the job that was done. We started our search for this project on HomeAdvisor.com, and Kobe was one of 3 or 4 contractors that contacted us. But actually, once I met him and we started talking, it was like there was an immediate connection. I sensed that he basically understood where we were at, what our comfort level was in terms of how much we had to spend, and also just giving us really, really good advice about how to do the job the right way. We had some history with some other, I guess you'd call them contractors, more like handyman, and it was a bit spotty, especially the last couple of jobs we had done. We were really, really unhappy with the work that was done. It seemed like it was just kind of thrown together and not a lot of attention to detail. And right out the gate, talking to Kobe, he's very detail oriented. As we were talking about the job and we were writing down the orders of what we wanted to do, he was very, very explicit, and he wanted to make sure that I understood every step of the project, what he was going to be doing. And that was reassuring. That was very reassuring. Working with the zoning department here in Burbank, they're really tough. He ended up having to go back to them several times, and he was very, very dogged in that on my behalf, and I appreciate that. He had a couple ideas. One, it's a little thing, but he was like, we wanted to put a new vanity in our guest bathroom. And he was like, oh, well, you should really go with one of these, the LED that you just touch the mirror that comes on. And it was a little thing, but it was just like, yeah, that looks cool. And it was like, he had little ideas like that weren't going to break the bank, but it was like a new twist on kind of the idea that we had. And it was like, yeah, this is good. We'll go with that. For everything that we wanted to do, we'd kind of set out a timeline. And then the Super Bowls was coming up. And for the party, it would have been really, really good if we could have the guest bathroom done a little bit ahead of schedule from what he had said. So I called him and I asked him, and he was like, ooh, but he moved things around and he was able to get the guest bathroom going. So he had flexibility. He understood that was kind of important to us. The other people we've hired more recently, I had to watch every single thing they did. With Kobe, it was like, once we had our discussion, I knew he was running his crew properly. I knew they were doing the best job they could. There was a sense of confidence. There was a sense of confidence that this guy really does know what he's doing, and it's going to be done right. The value of what I got for what I paid, I think, is definitely worth it. And not only in terms of it just being high quality work, and I'm sure it's going to be durable. It's going to stand the test of time. But also, he had little creative ideas that were very helpful as well. So it's a combination of knowing that you're getting a good value for your dollar, and then he comes up with some good suggestions.